Hello everyone, welcome back to Tina Teach IELTS Grammar, another lesson about indefinite article, but this time about omission of a and an, when we should not include an indefinite article. First off, before plural nouns, indefinite articles a and an refers to a singular thing. So singular meaning one thing. You would say a dog, but not a dogs, because dogs is multiple, many dogs, right? And this is in conflict with a and an. That only means one. Therefore, you do not use indefinite article before a plural noun. Okay? Next up is names of meals. You can certainly say, I had breakfast. I had dinner. We had lunch, for example. But if you put an adjective before the words such as breakfast, meal, lunch, dinner, you have to add a or an. For example, we have breakfast at 8. No need for a or an, but we had a good breakfast at 8. Now that's different, okay? A and an is also used when it is a special meal. A special meal to celebrate something or in someone's honor, okay? For example, I was invited to dinner. No a and an there. But I was invited to a dinner given to welcome the new president. So this is both a celebration and in someone else's honor, right? The celebration is a welcoming party, let's say, or a welcoming dinner. To who? To the new president, okay? So let's recap this part of our lesson first. You do not use a or an when you use plural nouns, okay? If you're talking about one thing, yeah, you can use a dog, a cup, a pizza. But if it's multiple dogs or multiple cups or multiple pizzas, no need for indefinite noun. Next up, you don't need to use a and an before words such as breakfast, dinner, lunch. But if you put an adjective in front of those words, and an adjective describes a noun, right? Lovely, cute, ugly, nasty, wonderful, those are adjectives. You have to have a or an. We had a good breakfast at 8, okay? Now, a and an is also used when, you're invited to something to celebrate or in someone else's honor. You wouldn't say, I was invited to a dinner. That sounds a bit weird. But you would say, I was invited to a dinner given to welcome or celebrate in someone's honor the new president. Okay? Let's move on to the next part. No repetition for the same noun. If you're using, a noun within a sentence, it's not recommended to have repetitive a or an. Indefinite articles should not be used twice for the same noun in a sentence. For example, Emily is a cook and waitress. That's the correct form. You wouldn't say Emily is a cook and a waitress. Okay, that wouldn't be grammatically correct. Another example is Mark is neither a musician nor singer. The wrong form of this would be Mark is neither a musician nor a singer. As you can see, there's 2 repetition, and that shouldn't be. The last part that we're going to talk about is uncountable nouns. Just as the name said, uncountable means you cannot count it. For example, poetry, damage, information, and advice. How do you count damage? How do you count advice, right? You can certainly add quantifiable words such as many or few or plenty, but if you're just using these nouns as is in a sentence, they are considered uncountable. So, she gave me advice. He writes poetry. If you were to say he writes a poetry, that is incorrect. Okay, that is not grammatically correct. But you can certainly say he wrote a line of poetry. Now that is quantifiable, that is countable, that is okay. She gave me a few advice, for example. Okay, if you add in quantifiable terms, you can certainly use indefinite articles. But if you're just going advice, poetry, damage, information, no need. All right? Now, that's it for today's lesson. I do hope that you learned something new, and thank you for watching until the end. Our next topic is going to be about indefinite article plus one. When are we going to use one? When should we not use one? And how does one compare to what we've learned with a and un? Okay, so don't forget to like and subscribe, comment any questions you have, and learn today, better tomorrow, and have a wonderful day.